roles.
Good afternoon, faculty. My name is Waqar Ahmed Fahad, and I've just recently submitted my PhD in Film Studies to Department of English and Communication Studies, Indira Prastha University, Delhi. Before that, I have completed my post-graduation in Media Governance from Jamia Millia Islamia. I qualified UGC NET JRF examination in the year 2012. About my work experience, I have been working as a part-time visiting faculty to multiple and various institutes based in Delhi NCR. And prior to that, I have been working as a full-time research scholar come research fellow at Prasar Bharati from the year 2013 to 17. Before joining broadcasting industry, my experience varied from working in an advertising agency to working in a public relation firms. But that work experience was not as concrete as it was, so I did not mention it. Secondly, before that, before joining those industries, I was working as a full-time faculty in institutes affiliated to IP University. There were a couple of institutes where I taught 1 year each. One was Trinity Institute and the other was the Lalita Devi Institute. And yes, this is about my professional career graph. Today, I am going to discuss about how mass communication helps in the transformative governance. So why I chose this topic, I did not know. Actually, I made this particular PowerPoint presentation for my another lecture. I was invited to give a lecture, but that particular lecture was cancelled. So it was quite ready and I was little occupied day before yesterday, and when I received the call, so I could not get the time. So I just contemporized this particular PowerPoint presentation, though it's not very old PPT. So, but yes, when I decided to make a particular PPT on this topic, my thrust will remain on the social media, that how social media is completely taking over any other conventional or traditional media these days. So, yes, what is governance? Governance is, per se, governance is any administration. It's process of decision making. It is implementation of existing policy and reinforcement of norms. This is highly, this particular literature is only for the understanding of the mature audience, that they can understand. But as and when I will be teaching the students, and I will be elaborating and simplifying certain concepts which will be easier for them to understand and grasp according to their capacities. So transformation, like, as you know, that change is only constant. Change always takes place, whether it's evolutionary or it's revolutionary. So the changes which we have been witnessing in our media from print to broadcast was a change that I would call an evolutionary change, which happened with the latest technological developments. But the changes which took place with the social media is a revolutionary change. I'll discuss about when I will be discussing later on. Like, the best and the classic example, I will say the Modi, how he uses mass communication, how he uses media for the transformation and the governance in the particular country. Social medias, like I told you earlier, that social media is completely taking over the any other conventional and typical media. So Congress lost elections in the year 2014. That is an established fact. We all know about it. But when we analyze this particular trajectory, that how Congress lost the election, it is not only that they had the feudal politics going over for the last 50 to 60 years, and that's how people one day woke up suddenly and then they started voting in the favor of BJP. The game changer in the 2014 elections were, yes, they were the social media campaign. They were the publicity which was being made through social media campaign. BJP's social media cell was so active that they did not let any other media, they did not let any other political party to do as effective campaign as BJP did. Now again, after coming to the power, Modi has not let grass grow under his feet. He still talks to the people through the initiatives like Man Ki Baat from the All India Radio, because I have been associated with this particular program called Man Ki Baat for the last 2 years almost. So I know what goes in the making of this particular program. But yes, he has revived All India Radio, he has revived Doordarshan, he has revived certain grey areas of the conventional media which were far removed from the utility these days. How communication can impact governance? Another example from the Aam Aadmi Party's government. When Aam Aadmi started their campaign, their thrust was only through the social media. They wanted to educate, they wanted to aware the entire of the public only through the usage of the social media, that how and the corrupt policies are taking place, people are not. Before elections also we have witnessed that many political parties take a dig at each other. That Congress was involved in 2G scam and the other scams, and CNG Ghotala was done by the previous Congress government, and that's how the basic strategy of any political party. But rather than only aggressively attacking a party which already was in the power, which was already from the 3 consecutive terms in ruling in Delhi, how they lost the particular election, that is because of the social media campaign which Aam Aadmi Party has initiated. Social media, I would call it the 5th pillar of democracy, as we say, executive, legislature, judiciary, and the press is called the 4th. I would not typically classify social media as the press only. I would say that this is the constantly evolving new latent media, which is far beyond the understanding and far beyond the governance and the regulation also. Transparency and accountability. So there are many things when we talk about the governance, when we talk about the administration, we find that there are many things which are ironical in nature, which are paradoxical in nature. For example, if you see in the terms of governance, RTI is the major breakthrough which lets people access through the information which they never had in past. But actually, I myself have been a major RTI activist for almost last 10 years, and I have been noticing this particular trend that whatever information any government organization would like to mention, they mention it. Otherwise, the information is only protected through OSA, that is Official Secret Acts 1923. Many of the obsolete colonial laws are still there in place which restricts the information. So what is there which holds back the information? That media is also not authorized. So that particular barrier, social media breaks it. Does transparency facilitate better governance? Yes, transparency does, but how much transparency do we have? Is press accountable to the masses? Yes, if we go by the theory of the Soviet Union press, and if we do not go by the theories which are already there, that we do not have an authoritarian press, yes, we do believe in this. But if we see the trend of the monopolistic media that we had till 90s, and after that also, after private media coming in place, has the press become accountable to the people, or press is still affiliating to their political conglomerates? Like BJP is said to have been giving their loyalties to, Zee News is considered a BJP communication wing of BJP. Similarly, in NDTV is the communication wing of Congress. So where is the integrity of the media? New media. So new media, there are so many pros and cons. I cannot just say that new media is powerful, new media is empowered, new media is better. I cannot say. There are certain limitations also with this media. If I say yes, citizen journalism is an advantage, that now people themselves are the broadcasters. If somebody sees someone taking any bribe anywhere or any other public scam which is taking place openly in the public forum, what do? They have their own camera, they have their Facebook and their Twitter accounts, they just upload the video that what is happening. They upload it probably on the governance mode, like they upload it on the Delhi Police page, they upload it on many other empowerment agencies, Facebook and the other social media pages, and then they get response. People in the past also have uploaded some documents to Ministry of External Affairs, and they are very smooth and quick. Who does not like to work with a bureaucratic file system which has a red tapeism, which has a lot of barriers before a file moves and a work is being done. But now only through the power of a tweet, now things takes place. Everyone can be a publisher. Yes, now we do not need any publishing houses. Now if you have a blog, if you are good at blogging, if you are good at writing, now you can become your own publisher. You don't need a publisher to publish your own material. But validity of the cons is the validity of the news. It goes for it all, because in the conventional and the typical media, if I talk about, the credibility of news is always there. There is a source, there is a particular mechanism which takes place. But what about the new media, anyone updating any news, and later on they realize that there are some rumors which took place about certain areas that there, and then there are a lot of more photographs which the other political parties do it. For example, Congress does it for BJP, BJP does it for any other party, XYZ. So that blame game takes place all the time. But new media again has had a very negative impact, if I would call Arab Spring, like Tahrir Square, whatever happened, the entire fall of the Arab nations, or whatever happened in the Raisina Hills. I have used some 2 to 3 images also, that how in a negative sense they have completely made a nation fall. That was a that was, I would say, the power of the social media that collapsed the 4 decades old government. But was that justified? That people come down at a particular place and then they take the law in their own hands. So yes, we have to mark a line anywhere. So social media, yes, it is powerful, but we have to draw a line to differentiate that what is actually appropriate and what is not. Hence, it is proof that definitely media is the greatest tool to govern and transform. Thank you.
Okay. Shall we have a question answers round?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think federal government and the reflection to journalism or on films or somewhere else of media and mass communication and do you think this is a pressure group?
Which one?
The feudal government or a reflection of new media?
I did not understand. Can you please frame it again?
Okay. Did you think the mass communication somewhere play a role as a pressure group?
Yes.
How?
Because many theories are there. For example, if you see the propaganda model, which is there, US invading a particular country, and how do they use a particular propaganda before invading a country? They cannot go telling people that we are going to Afghanistan just because we are going to extract the mineral ores or ores. They have to give a false premise. When they had to invade Iraq, they gave a premise that we are going there because they are the uncivilized nation. They are going to create weapons of mass destruction. But was that true? After the 14 years, still troops are deployed there. Their economy is devastated. The country is completely pulverized, and still their troops are being there. So mass communication, yes, they do use a particular media in an exploitative way, where yes, you correctly mentioned this particular fact that there is a pressure, definitely, and that too happens in the Indian media itself. If you see the political affiliation of a particular media group to a political party, so the content of the particular channel, it reflects that how they cover the news, what is their particular interpretation of one particular concept and things like that. So yes, news reporting is biased depending upon the political party, and the source of funding is also very important. What is the source of funding? You probably never know that this particular channel has any political affiliation, but one day suddenly you will realize that 86% of the stakes are there in one particular channel which is funded by Adani, and Adani is close to Modi ji, and Modi ji, how this particular thing works out. So there are other factors also which we have to determine before understanding a particular concept. So yes, that too.
Okay. You discuss in your PPT accountability and transparency.
Yes.
Did you think the accountability and transparency somewhere is biased in social media?
See, if I tell you, like I gave you an example, that now the integrity goes for a toss. So what happens is, even if few people go somewhere, they record certain things, then they upload it. That is the, let's take an example. If they go to an emergency of the hospital, they shoot a video that doctors are playing certain games or on their mobile phone while the poor patients were dying. But actually that could be one particular interpretation of that particular person that might be biased. Yes, again, you are right that he could be biased according to his own interpretation. He can shoot the video, he can just write the narrative part of that video that is what is happening in this particular So yes, in terms of accountability, he is accountable to whom we do not know. He's accountable to whom one day one girl comes, he was being sexually molested. Yes, she comes, she narrates the painful episode on the Facebook page because because she is apprehensive, she does not want to go to police, she does not want that her name should come out in the public. So she goes, she makes an anonymous post, she goes and she narrates the whole story. So it's about the expression. Social media is more of a media which gives you a voice that you can express. Yes, in other terms which I have just read, that social media and the other theories that people go to social media because they are not socializing these days with people physically. So what do? They go, they create their virtual space, there they create their friends, there they go, there they build their own public sphere. So now rather than spending time physically with each other, personally meeting people, people are creating their virtual web.
If somebody's record some
Right.
biased or orthodox
Can I come in the front?
speech, sure, some biased speech and upload the Facebook page, do you feel is impact, or it's a bad impact on society, or it's a destroy our society?
Yes. And again, you have. I'm glad that you have mentioned this point, because this is, if at all, any other particular news channel or newspaper would be a little apprehensive while uploading or while showing this particular kind of video, because they are being sensitive. They have a responsibility towards the public, which in case of a particular publisher, which I told you that this is a strength also, but this advantage could be a disadvantage. So if he shoots a particular video, he uploads it without having any sensitivities of that particular
Right.
notion, and then people probably like and share this video, but there is no censorship at all. People do not censor it. YouTube, before uploading it, before probably they could not understand the dynamics of a particular nation. Probably the person who just who just uploads the video, who just gives the sanction to upload that particular video, he does not understand the dimension of the Indian particular society or the particular group of recipients who are going to be the receivers of that particular video.
So you say it's must for social media, it must be a censorship.
There must be a censorship, yes.
Censorship.
And what happens in social media is the censorship is a deferred censorship. What happens if somebody uploads a video that, okay, this is a controversial video, people just download it and then they start sharing it, and then what happens after some time, police takes cognizance of that video, and then on the basis of prima facie, and later on it is being censored. So we have seen many a time that it is a deferred censorship rather than it should be a pre-censorship in social media.
Vakat, you have done your PhD in film studies
Yes.
from IB University.
Yes.
How can you relate the cinema and journalism?
Cinema.
So what is the role of journalism in cinema?
Okay, role of journalism in cinema.
Yeah.
See, whatever happens in cinema, let's see, if I would say that whatever we see on cinema, is not far removed from whatever happens in the reality. As the famous historian Ramchandra Guha ji also said that whatever happens in the society is being reflected on the cinema, and whatever happens in the cinema is also reflects in the society. So it's basically, cinema is the mirror to the society. So the journalism, if I would say one movie, I'm just being able to recall one movie called No One Killed Jessica, where they have beautifully portrayed that how the role of media has got the justice for Jessica Lal. So through that particular movies, and obviously there are some other movies which has shown the ills and the other sides of the journalism, like Page 3 was a wonderful movie which has captured that what is the politics which takes place, the politics of revenue, the politics of ownership, how it impacts the particular content of a particular newspaper. And then similarly there was a movie called Talwar where media trial took place, and then they also create films. So now films are also not fictional anymore. Films are also part of facts. So from fiction to non-fiction dramatization, though they give a disclaimer that our film does not reflect from any of the characters in reality, it is a piece of pure fiction, just because they don't want to get into any legal controversy. But yes, films are a mirror of the society. Whatever happens, whatever the media trials taking place in the society, films do capture it beautifully. Yes, many films are there.
My question is this: since we are taking social media as a subject, this is a new thing which is like new media. We are taking social media as a subject and we are teaching to the students. So and we are talking about there's no censorship, or there's no wherein people can filter it, right? There's no filter to it. So as a teacher, as a mentors, so do we have that kind of responsibility to imbibe that into the students, who are teaching this as a subject now? It never used to be like this earlier, but now it's a subject for students. So can we, in some or other way imbibe that in the students, from a very early stage, that, there has to be a filter to it, and how can we use the social media in a positive way?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, as a teachers and mentors, it is our responsibility to train the students, to tell them what exactly where we have to draw the line. So ethics of social media, ethics of particular ethics. So these are the norms and guidelines which every human being, every one of us, be it student or teachers, we want to remain responsible. We do not want to get into controversy. We do not want to get involved in something which hurts some religious sentiments or other sentiments of any of the communities. But yes, at times it happens that students also, they are in the vulnerable age. They also need proper guidance from their teachers. They also get involved in certain things that they should not. So when we are teaching social media as a subject, obviously and definitely it is our duty to tell them that since there is no filtering like you mentioned, so we have to filter whatever we express. Because now you say, for example, if somebody is writing in a particular newspaper and they are uploading their particular content, that is being reviewed, that is being vetted by many of the layers of the editors. But what about the social media? Students also use slang, students also use certain languages, and anyone. It's not about the students. Many people write in a very informal way, many people write it in a very direct way. So yes, the nitty-gritties of writing, the nitty-gritties of using social media, that is our responsibility. That how will we give them guidance that how to use, what to write. Now this is the new area where we have to work on. We have to understand what are the different issues.
Okay, thank you so much for that.